Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe where we're helping heal one day at a time. I had just watched something that's pretty spot on. Basically, it said that narcissists lie to destroy others' lives because their life can be destroyed with the truth. And that is why the narcissist does lie. Pathological liars. They get so used to it to protect themselves because they know if the truth comes out, we're going to see the ugliness that's inside, the bitterness, the empty soul. So people aren't going to be drawn to that. So they make up this whole facade. And a lot of times in that love bombing stage, why they go above and beyond is to make sure that they don't get rejected. Instead of just saying, hey, do you just want to come over and chill? Maybe we can just watch, I don't know, the news or a movie. They'll like take you on elaborate trips or do like an extra romantic picnic or just something above and beyond, not just grab some sandwiches, go to the beach. They have to make it to where you're not going to say no. Because, if I'm just like, do you want to chill tonight and just watch a movie? Or if I'm like, hey, I'll take you on a cruise, you're probably not going to say no to the cruise. Maybe you'd rather have a dinner movie time later, but they bring forth stuff that we don't want to turn down, whether it's, an elaborate dinner or just the extra attention that they give us. They do it on purpose. They're trying to say that they're attentive. They're trying to say they have some status. They know how to treat us right because they do the elaborate things, that they care about us, that they feel that we deserve the best, so they want to give it to us. It's all a lie. And they do it to protect their inner soul. They are so unsettled inside. Something is missing from their childhood. If we end up becoming codependent, there's probably something that's been missing in our childhood. It's amazing how all these things work sometimes to our detriment. If you're in a loving home, if you got the attention that you needed, you can thrive. If you got the praise that you needed, and it felt like it was real, to where it wasn't like the wrong kind of praise where you're like, are you being sarcastic? Where it really touches our heart. But the narcissist, they grew up somehow not getting what they needed, and they're trying to fill that void. And by this time they have brain damage because of it. And they can't fill that void. So they do all these lies because without those lies, people will see who they are. So they have to create this facade. And then it starts destroying things because it's hard to keep track of lies. It's easy to keep track of the truth, but their lies change based on the situation. They're like chameleons. And depending on who they're talking to, they'll change the story so they can get the adoration from that person. Or they can create the facade with that person. And as they go through life, they're meeting so many different people. And then, they forget, they do have blackouts to where they don't remember certain parts of their life. So they will fill in the void of that memory with what makes sense. Like, I probably would have done that. And so it's all these fake stories. You don't know what to believe when they do lie. It is like that childlike state. Some of the lies that they say, like, are so easy to see through. Like, they underestimate our intelligence. Part of it is because they tell so many lies, they get away with quite a few, but some of them are like ridiculous. Even when you present them with hardcore evidence, they try to get out of it. They won't realize that they're busted. That's that childlike mentality, like kids will lie and they're like, they still don't come clean on it because they think they're still getting away with it. And the narcissist has to create that, because if they take accountability, it is saying, yeah, I'm less than that. And they don't want to do that. So they'll fight tooth and nail to keep that facade up because they just need to feel adored or wanted. And it's almost like that's why they create this false image, because they're going above to make sure that somewhere they meet what their needs are. And they have higher expectations on how people should view them, because they just need it's like 80% of it they need. So they make it like this whole huge 100%. And to get the adoration, like I said, just like the love bombing, they go extreme to secure what they want, their little victim. And they can't just kind of be normal. Like, this is what I did, this is what my job is, this is my house, this is what, whatever. um they embellish everything. And there's no need to, a lot of times. And they'll white lie about things because they don't want the full truth out, because they don't want us to see what's inside them. They don't want us to really realize how terrible they are. And they let it slip out when you know they have a need to cut us down. All the insults that they go through day after day after day, and it's just little things. So we sometimes don't process it. If they're like, oh, your hair looks like crap today, um it's kind of like, all right, well, I didn't straighten it, but I washed my hair today, and does it matter? We're just staying at home. But they'll give you these insults. And so we start to feel insecure, and everything starts getting off balance, because now they're like, oh, I just controlled her feelings. And that's where their power comes in, is that they see that they made a difference. And if I'm hurt by somebody saying something, I don't know, about my hair, it's because I care about that person. I want to look nice for that person. I want to be important. I don't want to be cut down when I'm around somebody. I want my like little safety net that, we should all accept each other, that, we're on par with each other. Not one of us is better than the other. And it's different if I ask, how does my hair look? And they can say something. But a narcissist too would probably be like, it looks like crap. You look like shit. Or as opposed to, it looks so much better when you straighten it. Like the way they talk to us is terrible. And it's just their inner soul. So sometimes it's off the cuff where they say it because they are miserable people. The other times are um, it's like they learned that they get a reaction. And it's hard to process. Like, why can't you just say it nicely? But they don't see forward on how that's going to affect somebody. You can say the same things, but you can say them in a different way. And then the other thing too, like how they make us feel self-conscious. Like after I had my daughter, I had lost weight, and my ex is like, that picture over there, that's where you look the best, but your thighs are kind of thick. And it's like, you know, thanks. Like, for one thing, my body structure, I'm thinner up top and a little heavier on the bottom. So it won't be like, I'll either be too skinny on top, so my legs are fine, or my legs will be a little thicker. So there's just an odd balance. My body's not all that bad, but a little off. And, it's like, dude, like, I didn't get any stretch marks. I lost 32 pounds, like in like a couple days. A lot of it was a baby in the water weight, but no stretch marks. Stomach wasn't all stretched out. I was pretty lucky. And that's all he could say, is my thighs look thick. And the other thing too is the compliments that they give us kind of get like confusing, because he had also said one time we had broken up, called off the wedding, and I went to see him, I think for a daughter or some reason. He's like, oh my God, you look so good. Cause I had lost 8 pounds. And I'm 6'1", like 8 pounds is really nothing. But he said, why couldn't you do that when we're together? And then we got back together, and I had lost 2 pounds more. So I went from the hottest woman to a diseased, emaciated woman who, like, he was disgusted by my body. And it's like, it's not that I'm sorry, I trying to remember how to word it. So I went from disgusting, and I gained 2 pounds. I gained 2 pounds. So it's not even anything, but I gained. I didn't lose 2 more. I'm sorry, I gained. So from being the hottest woman, in a sense, to somebody absolutely disgusting when I gained 2 pounds. And then he would know what my weight was. He's like, you weigh 128 today, 134, 132, and it's like I would step on the scale afterwards to see, and I'm like, how does it, like, to the pound. And like I said, 6'1", it's almost like 20 pounds before I'm a different size. And he would know. And for one thing, it's like, why do you have to bring it up? You should be really happy. I got real lucky after I had the baby. I pretty much, we're wearing my same jeans home. And it makes you feel self-conscious, like, why does it even matter? A pound, and I'm not asking, and just the way they watch you and the way they have to bring it up, and it's mind blowing on the little subtle things, because it's not now in your mind. It's like, do I have to like watch my weight, because he's gonna know if I gain 4 pounds this week or something like that, to where you start being self-conscious, and you start walking on eggshells, or now you're like, can I eat a piece of fried chicken, or is he gonna say something? Or it starts messing with your mind. And they have to remain in control of their partner, because how their partner is how they perceive, the narcissist will feel that's how others perceive them. So they have to control the situation. They lash out at the person closest. So if you had a crappy relationship, that means you guys are pretty close. Because we stick around. That's why we're harder on our family members sometimes. It's sad but true. So give your family a call and hug. But they just had this feeling that we're never going to leave. And comment below, has your ex thought that you would never leave? Mine has. They take advantage of that. They can say whatever. They can get the fuel from us, because we're the closest gas pump to give them what they want. Like, why go anywhere else? If they bleed us dry, or if they get bored, that's when the cheating starts. A lot of them use social media to have their ego stroked, to show the world that they're so happy, when it's just a photo opportunity. There's some like videos you'll see where they're like big happy family, and they're like, or they get irritated, or like, I told you not to stand there. So what you see in social media is just a photo op. So if you look at the new supply, you're getting a little jealous. It's just a photo opportunity, and it starts hurting our feelings that they go above and beyond with the love bombing with the new person. It's because they know they failed with us. They know they failed. So it's like, to make sure they secure, they will go above what they did for us, because they feel they have to lock it in more. And if they put forth more effort in their mind, they're going to lock that person in more, because they thought they had us locked in. And it's so sad, because they kind of did. We were willing to go through life with them, and they just destroyed it. I look back on my stuff, and it's like, my last one, the devastation was too many, like 2 years worth of promises. And I would wait weekend after weekend after weekend, and you get a little frustrated, and you're just trying to communicate it. And asking what's up, what's up, what's up, and doing everything right. But there gets to this point where it's like, geez, I should have done, 2-3 strikes, you're out. But I believed things. It was like stupid things that would come up, and it's like, really, that's why we can't be together, because you had to move a boat this weekend. Like, that takes, I don't know, anywhere from half hour to 5 hours or whatever, but it doesn't take all weekend. And the other, we kind of got back together, but the other thing was asking or explaining myself, because we stuck it out, promises, and then it's like, I'm sorry, I'm blowing your phone up, I feel like a jerk now, this is why I did it, this is why, or it would, and whenever you explain what your feelings are, that's when they shut down. They shut down so bad. Not all the time. That's why it gets confusing, because sometimes they will listen to you. They might um, acknowledge what you're saying just because they just want to shut you up. It's not because they care what you just said, where you're like, look, this real okay, okay, I'll do that. Just to shut you up, not like, oh, I understand, I need to change. They don't go past processing that. They just go into survival mode. Like, I don't want to hear this. How do I shut them up? That's how I shut them up. Or they'll ghost you. Or the silent treatment. They'll throw a little hissy fit where they just run off and don't talk to you. And that is so emotionally damaging. Even if you explain what's going on, how much it hurts you, they still won't talk to you. I had a brother who did not talk to me for 2 years. And I had to go to church with him on Wednesday nights, Sunday. He drove me to school. And for 2 years, he did not talk to me. And finally I said, what is up? And he's like, well, you're intelligent and you act silly. So I got the silent treatment for 2 years because I acted like a teenager when I was a teenager. That was terrible. And as far as narcissist, I don't know if my brother is, but that was definitely a narcissistic trait and an inappropriate way to handle the situation. Instead of saying, stop acting silly, you're embarrassing me. Something like that, isn't that easy to do? um, so narcissists do have this survival thing that they can't let the truth out. And the truth is they are unkind, but they do show that though. But they don't want the world to see that they didn't achieve what they felt they should achieve. So let's say they dropped out of high school. They might lie about it because they just don't want people to know about it. So all of a sudden they have this doctoral degree that they're telling everybody about. They'll lie like, oh, I work at the gas station because, I'm afraid of blood or something, but I love learning about medicine. They'll give all these stories, and it doesn't quite match up. It's like, okay, you're intelligent, you don't like blood, you have a doctorate. You would think they would get instead of a $20,000 a year job, they could get something where it's at least 40, 50,000 if they had their doctorate. And it goes through our minds like, wait, does that really make sense? Like, but they'll give you all these stories, and we like to believe that people are telling the truth. Sometimes when you see through it and you question them, they'll come up with answers that might make sense, but it gives a lot of mental energy that we have to go through, where we can't just go, oh, you work at a gas station. Our mind's going like, wait, what? Like, you have your doctorate? And so we expend a lot of energy in these relationships, and that's why it's exhausting, because we have to be on guard all the time, because our mind kicks in like something's not right, and we delve into it more. That's why we're not as relaxed in these relationships as we could be, because the overactivity of our brain. They say something and we like look back like, wait, what did they mean by that? Because they give you half truths. So we have to weed through everything. And it's an exhausting type of relationship. It causes us brain damage. It causes us to start to have narcissistic traits. So be careful of that, because it's going to destroy your network of friends and family, because it's a reactive abuse type thing where we're reacting to the abuse that we had. So when we're talking with our narcissist and we lash back, that's not our true personality. It's our coping skills kicking in now, because we've tried it every other way and nothing has worked. And the longer you stay in these relationships, be careful of the traits that you're going to get. You know, just remember, there is a way out of it. Look at brighter days, work on yourself, focus on things that make you happy. If you're missing your narcissist, look at what they really gave you. They gave you gifts or time together, but did they give you a connection? Sometimes it feels like it, but look at when the connection was. Was it when you were having sex, or was it like a true connection? What kind of conversations did you guys have? Was it at the deep level? I mean, they're going to tell you lots of stuff. They're going to have great stories to tell you. But what is the depth of those conversations? Was it like, this person really upset me, it hurt my heart? Or is it like, this guy's a dick because he didn't see how great I was? So the connection isn't about what's going on in their heart and their mind. It's put off on somebody else's. That's the scapegoat, you know. It's just the way that they talk. It's hard to understand, but just realize that they have a cycle. The love bombing, the word salad, it's going to continue. And I just thought it was a very cool statement, because it kind of hits it right on, where the narcissist lies and destroys our life because the truth will destroy theirs. So take good care, and I'll see you in the next video.